Speaking of stuns.
Wow.
Ooh.
You know, Shadow Demon for Undying would be so good. It's a setup for the Lesh stun. It's a save for Mars ult if you're on the outside. It creates illusions of Luna that gets you a shit ton of farm. But then you have, I don't know how Nyx's Shadow Demon work as a combo for supports.
I feel
But
like
other
this
than
is
that,
the
it looked really good.
freest Clockwork game ever. All of these heroes do not want to get hooked and cogged. You will just murder all of them with Battery Assault. And uncontrollable damage from the Luna ult and the Lesh to Blade Mail. Clock's like not the best 4 hero by any means, but in this game, I mean, you're kind of asking for it.
And it worked so well in game 1. I mean, they had the kind of synergy with the AA who could Ice Blast follow-up, but it did look really good against Leshrac there. Instead, they're going to go for an ET. So SVG, a classic 5 position for him.
Interesting.
I mean, it's good against Luna. It has great late game potential, just even if you have no farm. I like it. I mean, is the shard the teleport thing, or is the Ags is the BKB thing?
Yeah, the shard
is the teleport thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bit of a meme.
Because the Ags would be good this game, but that you're not getting that on a position 5.
Yeah, I think there would be a lot of fans that would be a little salty if Quincy crew picked this ET, and then all of a sudden it's like Lelis playing it in the very last game. Against Undying when like they're slated to get a free invite to TI, basically. I think there'd be a lot of salty people. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of pressure on Quincy, and that's kind of where they found themselves last season. I imagine some of that inexperience. I mean, these players have been around a while, but it does feel like it's a team that often doesn't quite perform up to expectations when it like really has counted on the big matches on LAN, for example.
5 seconds remaining.
Crazy. Is this lineup just like way better for Undying?
This is a really good lineup, dude. They have a little bit of everything. They have farmers, they have stunners, tower damage, a hero that's going to take save farm, a hero that's going to take aggressive farm. They have a save hero. They've got good lanes, bunch of ranged heroes, some disruptive guy on the Nyx who's scouting. Like they legitimately have everything. This is a god tier draft from them.
Yeah.
And on Quincy crew, I mean, it looks fine. It looks fine, but it doesn't seem like there's any like crazy synergy between these heroes.
Ooh, Spectre comes out.
Blade Mail hero.
It's really good.
Potentially get that against Lesh.
Yeah.
But Oracle has the save. That's kind of the fall back for Lesh.
But you do have the like Oracle or this Spectre hero like kills Oracle in the back line though. So it's really hard to play Spectre versus Oracle, or Oracle versus Spectre, I should say. You just jump him and he gets very sad and has to ult himself, and then you just kill his team.
That felt like something they needed, was a way to stop this Oracle save, because otherwise a Lesh or Luna in the front lines with an Oracle save just kind of felt unstoppable. So it does seem like a good pick, but do we see the Spectre, it's pretty greedy. Is it going to have a lane? Is it going to get like heroes on the Undying side feel like they're heroes that can cause a lot of problems in the laning stage?
And they have a pick out of this phase too. If the Necro wasn't banned, I'd say there's like a god tier Necro game. Would be a great Timber game as well. Like ET Spectre, man, that's not a very strong lane. That is super abusable. Vena would have been good. That would have been really good. Viper would be good, but it's banned. So they've dealt with a lot of the BS that could deal with this spec plus ET for sure.
I mean, potential
for
even
any offlaner with who even has break anymore? Hoodwink, Viper's already banned. Like break against Spectre is pretty damn good.
I don't know if you need a break versus Spectre.
We saw a game earlier where Luna picks up a Silver Edge as like a third item. I think it might have been Envy actually that did that.
I think Lesh Luna just in general will do fine against Spec, and then if you do have to pick up the Silver Edge, it's not like garbage tier on Luna. At least she can farm it. Like she gets the gold for sure. I mean, there's a lot. Like you could Tide would do really well against these heroes. They just don't do anything to him in lane, and the team fight would be incredibly disruptive for like the Spec haunt. You're never going to hit him with the Mars Arena. Like it's not going to matter if you hit him with the Mars Arena.
Any chance we see Leshrac in the offlane, do you think, or is it pretty certainly a mid?
I suppose it depends on what the last pick from Quincy is. But I do feel like this safe lane is so punishable that you probably want to last pick. You probably want to last pick the offlaner just because of that fact alone. It's like, if you deny the Spectre a game, I don't see how Quincy wins, barring, of course, this last pick here.
10 seconds remaining.
Are we going to see Brood last pick with mid Mars again.
Oh no.
They have even better heroes against the
Oh,
Brood this time
God.
around. Not a ton of lockdown
way,
or
no
easy
way.
lockdown, but
Okay. Void Spirit.
A Quinn
So I think
classic.
you're
a more normal-ish draft, I guess.
I think you're fine running this mid Lesh versus Void Spirit. I think that's a perfectly 50-50 fine matchup. So this is just the counter to the spec plus ET lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, Undying
So
don't have
most
much
likely
time.
most likely the offlaner here, unless they do some shenanigans with Lesh.
Some
Feels
ranged.
like a lot has been banned though.
I mean, I guess you could like Underlord if you want to go real boring. Good lord, that would do fine in lane.
It's good against Void Spirit with the root.
Enigma's still in the pool. If they want to go for round 2.
Death Prophet.
They go
Okay.
Death Prophet. Ooh, that's a. I mean, Lesh and Death Prophet, 2 heroes that take towers, take Roshan, take objectives in no time at all, just through their spells. So, if Undying get ahead, it does feel like they can snowball this one.
They do lack the like initiator do shit hero though. You know, they don't really have like a Mars Centaur type hero. But I still really like the lane DP versus the Death Prophet. I'm actually gonna say I think Undying's gonna win this one. I really like their draft. I think it has everything, a little bit of everything.
Do you agree?
I like
Suns fan?
Undying's drafts more, but no, I'm gonna go Quincy Crew. I cannot picture this happening twice in a row, guys. Two seasons in a row. There's no way. Impossible.
I'm going to lean Quincy. We've got Quinn on a more classic Quinn hero, but it does feel like Undying have a lot of firepower and a very good chance to take this game. We're going to find out. It could be the last game of the upper division of NA DPC Season 2, or we could be headed to tiebreakers. To find out, we go to our casting duo, Lyrical and PPD, as well as Pop-Tart Observing. We'll see you there.
Welcome back again, Dota fans. We are here ready for game number 3. It all comes down to this. Peter, are we going to have the repeat? Do you think Undying got the draft that they needed to take this one over Quincy Crow?
I liked everything. I'm not sure about the Death Prophet last pick with the first item Bracer, but once again, like we'll see. It's them taking Saberlight's hero last pick, very similar to game 1 where they picked the Doom. That I definitely think was not the answer. I think Death Prophet will do a better job at speeding up the game. I think Spectre is not really the best hero this patch at the moment, so if they can play fast and punish this spec early, I think there's definitely a chance Undying takes this game 3.
Yeah, I will say that I like the pickup of Quinn playing on this Void Spirit. This is stompy onto everybody. A 4-man start to open it as Moon is gonna go down first. They're trying to give the last hit away to somebody else, but it's gonna be MSS that takes it.
Oh
wow.
My goodness.
Came to the wrong neighborhood.
What were they thinking? Just going up a high ground, just at a 5, like a big ball like that? I guess they're probably not expecting this Elder Titan to have Echo Stomp. However, I'm not even sure if that was the right choice. I feel like if he took Astral Spirit, he would have just destroyed everyone.
Yeah, it's a good point. And does it make his laning stage any worse?
It depends if he's laning against Oracle or not, right? Like, Oracle is seen as a direct counter to Elder Titan in laning phase because you can dispel the Astral Spirit.
Right.
But they might not even be up against each other, which actually they are going to be. They're doing the Nyx in the safe lane here with the Luna, and then they're doing the Oracle DP bottom versus Elder Titan. I'm not sure how much pressure this is going to put on Spec, and I think that maybe could have been a better spot for their last pick. Like the panel had mentioned Underlord as an option. I think that would have been a really good direction to go. But we'll see how the Death Prophet does in lane. I think Undying needs to win this bottom lane.
Yeah. I mean, does it need to be like a hard win at all, or like?
No, I think they just want to force the Spectre off the lane when Death Prophet's level 6 and has ult, so they can push the tower. I think that would be a win there.
All right, that's going to be something that I think is going to be really interesting to watch. Like I look at all of these core heroes out of Undying, and I think the panel talked about it briefly. Like you have the DP great at pushing towers, Leshrac great at pushing towers, Luna great at pushing towers. If we're looking at this game at like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something, and there's no towers taken or only a couple of them, it's going to be a little bit weird.
Yep, exactly. It's going to be sort of the opposite of that second game where the speed of the game was sped up so much by Undying previously. They need to do the same thing here, I think.
I did see LOA managing to find a 2-person or a stomp onto Saberlight and then a couple more punches afterwards. So
yeah, he's making it work.
That ability.
He's making it work. It's not ideal, but Oracle is like it is the counter to Elder Titan in lane. But then it's like it better be a good Oracle game if you're going to pick it up.
Right.
which I do think it is a pretty good Oracle game. I think the hero's quite nice against Mars. Void Spirit will be looking to jump Dubu all game, so we'll have to see how he manages that aggression.
Yeah, and of course they're going to have that vision coming in from the Spectre as well to scout him out and try and find an angle. At least in mid so far, things looking pretty good for Quinn.
Yep.
8-3. He's played this matchup more than a few times.
Definitely, this is a really common matchup. I think it's a bit Lesh favored, and then I also think in the game the matchup is pretty good for Leshrac as well. But Quinn has tons and tons of games on this hero, and he's also got a lot of games on Lesh, so he kind of knows what Bryle's thinking of doing next for sure.
True. Keep an eye on it there as they're going to trade off a little bit of hits there for the Water Rune, which bottle already there for Quinn. Bryle picking up his as well, and just going to get the refill there. So mid would be a trade for farm, but so far all 3 lanes actually looking pretty good for Quincy crew.
Yeah, there's actually a neat little trick you can do with Oracle in the game versus Elder Titan, is when people get the Stomp Sleep, you can just wake them up with your Purifying Flames. I wonder if Duba will look to do that. It's pretty nice, dodging the ult and whatever may be coming after.
Right.
You can basically get everybody out of it if you use both your spells.
See there as well. Quick little kill, another one going into the favor of MSS. So 2 kills already on this Enchantress. He is going to have some nice farm to start this one out.
For sure, and this hero has been just so powerful. You saw the first pick went the way of Quincy crew, and as a result, they got the Enchantress.
Absolutely. Down bottom there again, finding another stomp, trying to get some damage on. LOA will have the Astral Spirit purged off of him, so that will be fine and dandy there.
I think Dire's lanes are going way too bad right now.
Yeah.
Every lane is losing, and the top lane, it looks like it might be over. I'm not sure. Like, the problem with the Enchantress is she gets a creep with her level 2 enchant, which she's about to get, and brings that to the lane. Nyx Luna can't do anything. I don't even think they can stay there, and this lane is just being held at the moment. Moon's gonna try and pull it back, but Nyx maybe can be good versus Ench because you can you can block camps, right? And you've got the innate stout shield from being a melee hero, but Ench will just play the lane, right? And you'll just kill kill Luna, pressure her, or kill the Nyx if he gets out of position.
Yeah, dude, looking really freaking good so far. I do like the mana burn that we're seeing there. MSS, give him the tip afterwards is, it makes it a little bit annoying for MSS here on this Enchantress for sure. Yeah,
that's what it's all about versus this hero, just slowing her down. Like her first 10 minutes are the best, I think, better than any other hero in the early game. So, and that's because she can take the hard creep early.
Right.
So if you can slow her down just a little bit, she does kind of fall off in the mid to late game.
Seeing a lot of pressure there towards mid. Quinn might need a bottle refill here pretty soon as they did take away his bounty rune up there on the high ground. Actually, Quinn's gonna go check on it. I don't know. Looks like he's not.
They're both just going back to base.
All right. That's fine. That's really weird. I've never seen that before at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Get you later.
So because Dire's losing their lanes, they're really going to need to wait on this Death Prophet ultimate to make stuff happen.
Tomato?
He's going to die. Oh, huge stun.
What an impale from Moon.
The thing is, man, he would almost rather die so he could just get out of this lane sooner. The thing is, staying in this lane is just bad news. Like, he's got nothing. He needs to get out of here. He's got 14 CS, and I don't think he's making a comeback.
Tomato,
his top lane's over at 5.5 minutes, and that is very, very bad. Okay, do we just cancel this port mid? They're going to need Bryle to get active, I think. I don't think he can play like that, that hard farming, bots first, Leshrac this game. It's going to be too much pressure from Radiant if they push the tempo, which I think they will.
On MSS thinking about pushing the tempo here as they're moving in. Have the stomp ready. LOA gonna connect, and the beatdown comes as they get the kill onto Bryle. Dude, Quincy crew know exactly what to do with this lead.
Yeah, and it's what they do is they leave their side lanes alone because basically Luna can't lane versus Mars, and DP can lane versus Spectre, but maybe they don't feel like they can kill they don't care to kill they don't feel like DP can kill Spectre, so they just leave Spectre there alone to get all this solo experience. they go mid, they help Quinn get these power runes, which is going to let him snowball his advantage and actually keep up this lane pressure. I think the only way, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think he might be dead again. MSS is chasing it. Never mind. They're going to stop off at the ward there. Instead, it's Tomato that goes down.
Yeah,
Holy.
He can't stay here. He needs to go bottom, and he needs to. It's just so early, right? Like, you just can't leave your lane this early. And yeah, their lanes are just nightmarish.
Unreal. I mean, you get one good game out of it, and then it ends up looking like this, where, again, Quincy crew find the laning setup that they want, and Quinn wins, you know, not an easy matchup in the mid lane. Makes it happen. Really impressive stuff coming out from Quincy crew here.
Yeah. I wish they would have had a better plan for this Ench, because it has just ran them over in this top lane.
We'll see. At least for now, Leslau holding on. The catapult will end up falling there, but still a ton of damage claimed onto this tier 1 tower. And Luna praying for a possessed mask. that's what you got to get here.
Radiant's going to bring... Yeah, Radiant's going to bring... No, he might die here.
Moan?
This Ench creep.
God.
Yeah, he's dead.
Comes in again. Killing spree. Dude, getting that level 1 kill.
Tomato's in trouble in the jungle.
Chase in again, the taunt pulls him back in. Dude, 6-0 start at this early going.
This is the thing. This top lane went so badly. You can't be top. You have to go bottom. And as much as it sucks, like, you have any Death Prophet to go somewhere else, or you guys both just need to push this tower together.
Right.
But Spectre still sitting here is really, really awful for Undying, because they need to get some pressure going on this bottom tower, because their top tower is about to go down.
You can see they're making that move. They're recognizing now what they need to do. It might be a bit too late, though. They're going to pop Exo.
They have a haste rune on Lesh. Could be a way for them to actually win a fight if Radiant chooses to defend, but I think they're happy to trade and wait for Spectre to get this blade mill before they take a 5-on-5.
You can see they are going to even get some pressure onto the mid tower while Exo's being used their bottom. Tomato level 5, like, I don't know. He has to go this like farming oriented build now as well, but things just looking really rough as the map is closed out from him. They even taken away the big creeps from him with the Ench. Feels bad.
Yeah, I really think his place in this game is bottom. Does he have point in stats or what? Oh no, he just got a second point. Okay, I was about to say. Didn't have a second point in Glaives. He's going to try and catch this tier 2, the slop trash up here, the slop farm, but he's going to get one wave and then he's got to go somewhere else.
Right. And towards mid, Leslau, they try and go on him and actually going to get some pretty good damage with the sleep out. Saberlight there as well, no more exorcism, but Leslau getting dropped down super low but not dead. And instead it's Death Prophet who falls. Meanwhile, up top, Yawar just makes the rotation on Tomato, forces him out of lane.
Yep. Dire's got no business fighting right now. Their laning phase was too bad. They're too behind in levels and gold to expect to actually win anything right now. They need to wait until after the 10-minute mark when they can pick up some ultimates on their supports and take a proper fight under their vision if they want to get back in this game.
LOA in the meantime just chasing down Dubu a little bit. He might have gone too far, although does have the stomp. Going to be interrupted, and that will be the first kill on the board. Undying get one.
Yeah, it was needed. Well, huge kill for them, giving them a little bit something. The tower's still alive. Game isn't going too fast where they can be counted out just yet.
Oh, and no luck for Tomato as they get the Fairy's Trinket for the Lesh, but no Possessed Mask. And instead, that's on the Quincy crew side.
Luna is, I would say, known to be like a really good laner, right? Because of the Lunar Blessing and the harass ability of Lucent Beam. But when she loses her lane and has to go like this Moonglave's farming build, Tiro, I feel like is just not good. Like he is just, he can catch up, right, with this build and farm up, but ideally you want your Luna to play the game with you.
Bryle
your team
has to run away from these ones too. Has to make that space because Luna, like you said, can't play with their team. Tomato just has to sort of hide out there as Quinn is chasing down Dubu in the triangle and finds the taunt, pulls back in, a couple more punches, illusion rune. Bryle gonna be there to keep his support alive. But again, just Quincy crew doing whatever they want in this game right now.
Yep, 3-1 lanes will do that for you. They want to get this mid tower, but they're being pretty careful about how they go about it. Tomato's getting dive bottom by Quinn. He gets solo killed, and they poured in 2 heroes.
And Leslau just walks away from him on the other side. They can't do anything.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, they don't have any initiation outside of this Nyx. That's sort of the issue with this last pick. I mean, they make a conscious decision to put the Lesh mid, and they last pick a new offlaner. But I feel like what they were missing in their draft was kind of that big guy to go in front.
Right. Well, they drop the arena down now. Moon gonna try and stay alive here. Face Edict to keep him up for a moment. Spear comes a bit too late. And that might be enough to keep Moon alive.
A bit too early.
Depending on which way you want to call it, that's sure. Leslau chased, but
no stuns.
There's just nothing, dude.
We're watching. I feel like we're watching game 1 all over again, but this time the Terrorblades got no farm.
Right. Well, I remember how that one ended.
First pick advantage, man. It's coin flip Dota. What can you do?
What can you do? 8-1.
Sometimes it really feels like that in a series. Like when there's just this one here, like you know, there's 3 heroes that you just don't know how to deal with.
Right.
And I feel like Undying has no idea how to deal with the Quincy Viper, right? The mid CCZ Viper, and then obviously Ench is still. Oh, they got that Oracle save top. Luna's gonna try and pour it out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just that though, right? It's just surviving.
Right. And even that was a close call. Getting back in the fountain, only backed up at half HP.
Yeah, he needs to keep farming.
Yeah.
Gonna find Lesh here.
Okay. Leslau finds that kill onto Bryle, and Saberlight, having popped Exorcism, can't even really approach this tower here. And in fact, if he's not careful, Stomp connects, puts him to sleep. Do they want to go in afterwards? Doesn't look like it.
No, they're happy to wait out that Death Prophet ult. He's going to be real weak here for the next 2 minutes, so expect Radiant to start wrapping on this mid tower. They did use Haunt, so they may be content to farm just for a little bit, but I feel like they're in a pretty good spot. They could get active.
And I think that this is, again, just like getting back to those comfort heroes, you know? Like Leslau, he's played so many of these Mars games. You've seen Quinn that's played Void Spirit a ton. The SVG ET, one of the most played for anybody. This is his hero, second most of all time. Everything
you're saying is true, but I think it's a fact at this point that Dota is way easier to play when you win all of your lanes.
That's true.
Right? Like, if you have no winning lanes games, sometimes they just feel impossible. Yeah. Like, where do you go? You can't make any moves. Everybody's stronger than you are. You have no team fight, right? Like, Dire's having a hard time not just sitting back and just watching themselves lose this game because there's not really a play for them to make.
Well, and like now too, this hero that wants to move around and do stuff in the Lesh rack, that would be like your sort of rallying point, right? And with Spectre Blade Mail, like how are you supposed to do anything?
Well, their idea was to go push this mid tower with the Lesh rack and the Death Prophet ult, but then Luna got gone on top when she should have been bottom or farming triangle, and then Oracle and Nyx poured it top to save Luna, and then Lesh dies mid.
Right.
So now here's Oracle getting gone on. Duel's timing for Mars, leading to a kill. Very nice.
Very, very good. 10-1, 3,000 gold lead at just 15 minutes. But tower's not taken. We haven't seen Quincy Crew be able to make that like concerted effort to shut down mid yet. And I guess maybe some of that is just because there is pretty intense team fight from Undying if they can stick on a target. And the lack of stuns has meant that they can't. So
yeah,
why walk into them?
Exactly, yeah. The only way for Undying to get the fight that they so desperately need is for Quincy Crew to walk into their tower. And so Quincy Crew is just not doing that, and they're just maybe not building an advantage, but they're playing, pretty 50-50 and just waiting for this Spectre, who's this ultimate, mid to late game hero, to come online. And, he's going to, once he gets this Mantha, he's going to be doing a ton of damage.
Gonna have a lot of damage for sure. It could be pretty devastating.
I think that's when you can Roche as well, right? With the Desolate plus Manta.
Right.
Doesn't have a lot of points in it yet, but makes Roche on like an objective you can take really quickly. They'll have a Solar Crest, but they have Medallion already on Ench, so I imagine she's going for Solar.
Yeah, that acceleration factor can be really nice. As another Spear is going to come out and Undying, just sort of looking at Moon getting punched and pummeled, and Well, they're chasing.
Yeah, they want to fight.
Taunt. Arena already out. Oh, the sleep, but he's still got the exorcism out. I don't know if it's going to be enough. They're going to blow them all up. Nobody's around to help. Where are your friends? Saberlight, they're all dead.
Oof.
No Dubu.
Now it's almost time to think about the size of shellacking that we're going to label this game.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
It's kind of feeling that way, isn't it? Well, Undying, I mean, if they can get into those first set of items and like actually fight with their ultis, and I mean, because that fight too, they didn't have Dubu there for it too, right?
No, exactly.
They need.
They need a perfect fight where, you know, they're all together, but they're just getting spread so thin because they can't really stand together anywhere because they're so weak.
Right. Game is really hard with that. Oh, maybe a chance here to get another kill on the board. Oh no, Bryle gonna get speared back. Will lose a creep, but MSS took the words out of my mouth. Jeez. I think it's a mistake that we gave Mojo his own line that he can spam when he's doing well.
Middle tower is under attack.
No, why is it a mistake? I mean, we're all Team NA Dota here, right? Like, he's gonna be spamming it at the major, you know, dominating some.
That's what it feels like right now. As another catch here onto Moon, gonna push him over to the arena side there. Gets it.
0-5-0. Rough game.
As you said, that's what happens when you lose all the lanes.
Yeah.
Mine is truly a blessed
Grove Bow. It's a nice pickup there for Luna. Also has the Imp Claw. Opting for that one right now for just the AFK farming that they need to do.
Yeah, they need better items if they're gonna have Lesh and DP cores. They did get the Essence Ring, which is pretty S tier, I think.
Yeah, and I guess that next round of items could be a little bit helpful. Do they have any more that are coming out for them? No, they've already got all theirs. A little unfortunate.
Yeah, DP got screwed in the neutral item exchange. Stuck with the Arcane Ring.
Quinn jumps away. Moon not quite able to catch. Has the 4 points in Spike Carapace, but just can't get on top of Quinn. So we'll retreat all the way back to the tier 1 tower. And every one of these moves, I mean, it's still more time to try and get Luna the farm that she needs. Like, if you look, she's about 700 gold behind the Spectre.
Yeah, I don't think it's not that bad. I because the game is still extending. Like, they're not. I mean, you would think in a game you're down 15-1, you'd just be constantly losing fights left and right. But there's I mean, the gold is still between 2 and 4K, which isn't that sizable.
Right.
It's pretty significant. 5K now at 19 minutes is pretty significant, but the game isn't over, right? They still have a mid tower. Radiant could mess up, is how I see it.
Well, is MSS going to mess up right here? They have Eclipse ready. MSS pulled back in, Arena down, catches now onto DP, already down to half HP. Duar jumps onto Dubu, wants to get that finish, but they got the heal out onto Saberlight. Trying to make something happen here. Can they do it? Yule's lift up, they buy back on Dubu. And with that, the rest of Quincy crew gonna retreat. But Moon does have a bit of an angle. Oh, they drop a sentry though. And no, this is that they're gonna chase. Looking for a kill, manages to get dropped, get killed. Yep, goes down.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yep,
attack.
another rough fight for Dire there, getting caught. I thought maybe they had something going for them, but it's just so hard for them to lock down anybody because they just don't have any stuns.
God, that's a dieback from Dubu now at 20 minutes, 19-1. Dude, Quincy crew, they want that spot at the major. They want to go right through into the upper bracket. And they're proving their worth right here. Beating everybody.
Very true, very true. I guess the big question is EG cheering for Undying or Quincy, right? Do they want a shot at getting first place in NA again? Like, because that's what happened last season, right?
Yeah.
This tiebreaker was forced, and then EG squeaked out ahead of Quincy crew, even though they lost in the regular season.
Right.
But with this win, Quincy crew will be first, EG will be second, so they'll be headed to the group stage. Bit of a change up here, but that does this like almost mathematically secures TI for Quincy crew.
Yeah, it's come close to it at least. That's what Knoxville tells me. I trust him.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna do the math. You're not gonna do the math yourself, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not a person that does that. That's not my thing. Not my jam.
I enjoy the stats. I don't create them.
Ooh, look at this. Fewest kills for Undying at 20 minutes.
1, yeah.
that's up there.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
Wow. Yeah, definitely could. They're able to get on the board. Who was it again? Who's the feeder? Who's getting reported? LOA. Unbelievable. God. Yeah, I mean, the net worth lead is one thing, but it's the experience lead that's the other, and really a struggle.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, wow, I didn't realize it was that significant. It's so hard for them to fight. Spectre is just... You're just so farmed. Like, when do you ever see Spectre at the top of the net worth at 22 minutes and not assume that the game is, like, already over?
Radiant's
Right.
courier has been killed.
Well, we will see if they can pull something together here. Undying needing to find a way to either force a fight or just take a fight on good terms, and so far Quincy Crew's been able to deny them that opportunity. You guys gonna play the game? Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. They're going in for Roche, trying to take it.
Should be easy.
Gonna head out to the other side, sending in some illusions at the moment.
Yeah, this could be Dire's only opportunity to get back in the game when Roshan is kind of fighting with them.
Oh, and they caught Moon. Yeah, they're on top of him. The beatdown is there. No Nyx Assassin and no fight for sure, as Quincy Crew are gonna go on in and finish the job here.
Do you think if Dire had a Roshan of their own under their control, do you think they could win a team fight against Radiant?
Like year beast status?
No, just like this level 1 Roche, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. You know, you get that onto, you know, you force a good fight afterwards. I think that's the most important part, right? Maybe with an Aegis. That's a Roshi.
With the Solar Crest from DP on Roshan, just watch him destroy everyone.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Punch real hard. Problem is, you need a way to keep him in place, and I think that still is eluding Undying.
You're right. We actually need... He needs like a ranged boulder toss that stuns people.
Oh my god, they found Tomato. Just haunt. Nowhere to go. No BKB, and Tomato drops. Dude, what do you do against that? Oh, I guess just not be there. That's the answer.
Tower is under attack.
Damn,
That's
dude.
tough. They need to split push. They need to take some chances on the side lanes. Unfortunately, Radiant really just has... they're just on top of it, right? They've got great catch. They've got a Spectre haunt, right? If they find a big target on a side lane, they can secure that kill. And you can see Void Spirit and Mars are both just running around hunting at this point. Everything's a kill.
Anywhere they want to go, they're finding it. Another link here onto DP, maybe. Saberlight does manage to get out of there for the moment as Bryle, TP'd in vision, gets caught by the Yules. Just a little bit greedy there on the pony, and the spear is going to connect, out of mana, dead again, 23-1. They just have not been able to play Dota at all.
Thank you.
Devastating.
But
can they
found
get one?
Spectre. Spectre does have Aegis.
Oh god, you don't want to be here. They just run away from her. And the enemy carry alone on the other side of the map from their team. Can't force the fight.
So Dire's definitely waiting for... They got the BKB on Lash. They're still waiting on the BKB from Luna, and then maybe they can attempt something. Might want to wait for Aegis to go down though.
Well, Moon gonna get caught again, getting that vision up on the high ground there. They signal. All right, they dropped a ward. They'll go and buy that one and see if they can take that away. But right now, Quincy Crew stealing the camp away from the illusions, the Luna illusions. Oh, and they have Ench for the illusions too. Forgot about that one also. Damn, dude.
If the panel's listening, we need to determine what tier of shellacking is above Gaben tier. So this might be it. I mean, it's not over, but it just feels like it's just like a cat playing with a dead mouse at this point. That's barely alive, you know.
That is quite the visual, and it
I
feels
see
appropriate.
I see what I see.
It's fair.
Oracle's dead.
Got him again. DP, Saberlight, maybe in some trouble here as well. Gets the Yules. A chance for a turnaround. Can they kill MSS? Has he gone too far? getting on the board for round 2 now, but big ulti going to be off the mark from ET. You are down to about a quarter HP, still hanging with that Aegis. The stomp going to connect onto Moon again, but nothing to follow. So they find themselves another kill, the second support to die in this game. That comeback gold though, right?
Yeah, it was a nice kill. Unfortunately, Moon's gonna give a little freebie. I think they knew this ward was here, right? Maybe he forgot. He must have forgot. But they did get the Enchantress. They did actually use the Death Prophet ult that achieved something for them. They defended their tier 2, and all that time, Tomato was not with them. So that was a good time for him to farm, and he's less than 1,000 gold to his BKB.
All right. And I mean, you look at these net worths, it does feel like there's sort of that like, there's a lead across all of the cores, but it hasn't transcended into that like each core has one item ahead of the others. It's more just that this timing that Quincy crew hits of their items with this like Scotty being done from Spectre is going to be before Undying finishes theirs. And oh no, Tomato, you can't get caught like this right now.
He
they
did
move into position and get the kill. Damn,
devastating.
Dude.
Devastating.
Oof. That one
so
hurts.
So close to BKB.
Oh. I think they were ganking bottom at the same time, and they just managed to get out of there. Another spear landing onto Moon. Ooh. Peter, 27-2. I don't know the last time I've seen a game like this. This is a rough one.
It was last week when I was casting the other NA DPC game.
Right, sorry.
Sad Boys versus EG. Actually, wait, I don't think that game made it to 28 minutes.
You're the commonality here. That's what I'm hearing.
No. I've been the king of the 2-0s. This is not necessarily uncharted territory for me. I did cast one other 3-game series this season.
Right.
But yeah, this has been what most of those 2-0s look like.
Looking for another setup here. Moon 1 in 10 so far in this game, and the Haunt comes out. Got him by Carapace, but the big jump and the kill. They're speeding on him.
He went bottom 2. Almost got Dubu.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
I won't quite be able to get it in time. As the Yules separating. You are pushing out bottom lane. And there's just, I mean, Bryle's just sitting in jungle. There's nowhere for him to go. He's got to push out this top lane now and probably put himself in danger again.
Hey, Luna got a Paladin Sword, probably the best item that he could have got in this new tier of neutrals, and he's got his BKB, so Dire is ready to fight.
Are they?
Well, yes, I would say. I mean, realistically, maybe not, but they're ready for some sort of conflict, right? In the engagement. Maybe a little skirmish. Maybe somebody on Radiant's not there. Maybe they walk into Spectre by himself and they can just, use everything. Who knows?
This is going to be their best chance, at least for now, is what I'm hearing from you.
And as a result, the scan, Quincy crew too smart. They know. Luna's got her BKB. She's not farming. Where is she?
Really, really heads up play. Quincy crew, I do not understand. They know exactly what's going on. And again, you can see that they don't want the same history to repeat itself. They want to try and end this one here. Go through first place in the major. See if it happens.
Yeah, now they're just about to finish Void Spirit's BKB. So it's going to be that they're probably just going to be willing to fight into this Luna BKB once they have that.
Right. They are.
Or they could wait for another. Yeah, they could wait for another item on Spectre too. I mean, he's not terribly far away from Butterfly, but I think we're gonna have a fight right here. Elder Titan debate.
Another smoke, and as you said, nobody here. Void Spirit's not nearby, but the BKB comes out. Tomato pops his own. Now the turn. Wants to get one kill. Oh, look at the damage on the Saberlight. It's almost enough for the kill, but gets the Yules off in time. But Quinn comes in, ends his life afterwards. They take down Dubu. Manages to get the heal off first onto Lesh, but a big impale comes out. Maybe a chance here. No, not nearly enough. Dude, none of them going down. And they blow up Moon to boot. Ultra kill for Quinn as he came in to clean up. Pretty as can be. Quincy crew take the fight, gonna go high ground, looking to end the DPC in style.
Yeah, that was their engagement, but really just not enough follow-up damage on that Elder Titan. Managed to get his Glimmer Cape off and just walked out of there and turned around and got off all of his spells. That fight was without Haunt, and Radiant just dominated, and yeah, they throw in the towel.
Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, all you fine folks out there, they're doing it. Saberlight gives them the congrats. Quincy crew going through top of the NADPC.
Yep, very exciting, well-deserved. Congratulations to Quincy crew and EG, who will be representing NA at the major.
What a picture. That looks appropriate right there. As we got a quick sight of Quinn. That was actually the live feed that we have of them. Just got a frozen pixel for a second. I mean, maybe the result that we were expecting, but Quincy crew coming through, ending the game 33-3. Any other thoughts that you got on what you're seeing from them, and how you know, obviously you've had a bit of a look into what's going on in the region that shall not be described. How are you feeling about this Quincy crew relative to it?
Hoodwink is a meme hero. Everybody just needs to stop picking it, okay? I mean, maybe if you're Topson, maybe. But if you're not, just pass, okay? That's a game-losing hero, I think. But no, I mean, I don't have any words for them. Good luck at the major.
All right. Very well. We're going to see how it goes. And Undying, of course, again, going to pop out of there at the third place. It felt like they had made some strides together as a team, but definitely in the end, I mean, all these teams are getting better, and that's just the nature of the DPC system as a whole, is it feels like teams are improving. So
yeah, I think Quincy crew and EG really stepped up this season. Their game looks like a bit on another level. Yeah.
All right, impressive showing.
Yeah, rough draft, I think, as well. Games 1 and 3. Undying needs to work on their second pick. First pick looked all right.
Fair enough. Well, of course, they're going to be looking forward to the TI qualifiers. For now, we're going to head on back to the panel one last time. They're going to break down all the action and, of course, talk about the implications, what this means. But first, to a quick break. See y'all in a few.
And there we have it. Congratulations to Quincy crew, the winners of NADPC League Season 2, going to the major, starting it in the playoffs, and very good chance to make it to TI as a result of this win here as well. Jenkins, Suns fan, floor is open. Where do we rate this game? That seems like the big question everyone's asking.
Gaben level shellacking, gentlemen. This is the highest tier. PPD was talking about making a higher nothing is higher than Gaben. Let me remind everyone, we are all plebeians compared to him. I mean, this was beyond. My goodness, this was the top of the top. This was the top of Gaben's head shellacking, gentlemen. They won every single lane. It started with that first blood with the Echo Stomp from LOA, and they just never looked back. Was not even remotely close.
Yeah, I would agree with Shannon here. This was definitely a Gaben's Gaper. He absolutely on UR 3-0. Beautiful play, picking up that blade mail, only fighting, when he has that timing against heroes where it's basically a perfect Spectre game. Like, if you can get to that timing and winning all the lanes, it was relatively easy for him to play for that timing, just given that they played the lanes so incredibly well. Like Lelis on this Mars. I mean, it's a boring hero. It's honestly kind of a shit hero. It's fallen off a lot. It's gotten nerfed so many times, and yet he's just so comfortable with it that it looked god tier. I mean, the hero's got like a 44% win rate in pro level pubs. It's by no means terrible or anything. I mean, there's games where you can combo it with stuff, but he made it look individually like it's the old Mars where you could solo kill people. But like, his damage has been nerfed so much in the early game, it almost always feels like you need some Warlock to go with it, but not in this game. Well, this was just like, I'm the Mars god.
And we've talked about the, Enchantress, this game on MSS's hands as being that lane dominator. And we've seen it both in game 2 and game 3, crush the lanes. But they won all 3 lanes. Was that expected from the draft, or was it just Quincy crew outplaying Undying in game 3, do you guys feel?
They just wanted it more, gentlemen. That's
comfort,
what it felt
I think,
like.
Too. I think also comfort, knowing exactly what to do on all of these heroes. I mean, I feel like these are just signature heroes for these players. The only thing you could argue is like maybe the Spectre's not like a signature hero for UR lately, but he is one of the original Spectre players from NA that was spamming this hero when like NA was the region that, invented Spectre. So it's like he's totally comfortable on this. So I really feel like it was just an outplay. They just seemed like a totally different team in between this game 1 or between this game 2 and game 3. It was a total outclass, even though the goal lead was not super huge, as we've seen from the other Gaben level Schlackings, the map advantage that they had was. And then eventually the gold lead quickly caught up to the towers that they had taken and to the XP that they had.
All 3 Quincy cores, not a single death on them. And yeah, it just felt like from start to finish, an absolute Quincy crew steamroller. Yeah, nothing really clicking for Undying, who did force that game 3, and unfortunately will not be going to the major. We'll see them a bit more, of course, in the upcoming TI qualifiers in North America. I guess, the one positive takeaway, which obviously was they wanted to make it to TI, by qualifying here, going to the major, getting some points, is that those NA qualifiers suddenly look, a bit juicier with Quincy and EG likely directly qualified for TI.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good experience for them, not only being in the upper bracket like you talked about, but the TI realization, because I forget the percentages, but it's basically guaranteed. It's as close to guaranteed as you can essentially get now.
99.99969%.
You know how they have those force majeure things in every contract where it's like an act of God, just in case kind of? That's the only thing that can happen, right? Like TI would have to be canceled for something, I think, like that to not get Quincy crew into TI. So really, like, congratulations to them. Well deserved.
Yeah. I believe we might have a Quincy crew member on the call for an interview. We're going to have, I think, SVG ready to chat to us in just a second. So we'll see if we can get him in. There he is. Welcome, SVG. How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing great. Fantastic. Best of 3. Obviously, it went 3 games, but game 3 looked very convincing and one-sided, of course. Were you guys feeling any nerves? Game 2, obviously, there was a lot at stake. Winning the DPC, potential TI implications. What was kind of the mood and response to losing and dropping that game 2?
I mean, I think we were very favored on that game. I think when we look back and watch that game, we feel like we probably should have won it, but we were still pretty chill. I mean, you lose a game like that, we didn't play that game very well at all. I think it was probably one of the poorest games we played in a long time. So you just have to brush it off and go game 3. A lot of these like pressure situations go to game 3s or whatever. You play a TI. I mean, how many TI upper bracket series go to game 3, right? So if you're not a team that can win those games, then you're not really a team that's going to win in the long run. So for us, it doesn't really matter if we drop a game. It's more win the series and get the W.
Yeah, great to hear about that mentality. Of course, before we get to TI, we have a major, and you guys are going to be going to Kiev. Obviously, fingers crossed, hopefully no issues there getting there. What can Quincy fans expect, with you guys playing at the major, hopefully this time with the full 5-man roster?
Yeah, I think if we get there with 5 people that are healthy and we get to play our game, I think we can do really well. I think this team has spent almost the last 1.5 to 2 years just grinding and trying to get better at everything in the game, from the micro level to macro stuff, and we've come a long way. And I feel like people see that, and now we just have to prove that it is worth what we think it's worth. So, we can go to anybody can go to any tournament and bomb out. It's you can never rule that out. But I think we're very confident, and more than that, we want to actually prove that we're as good as we think we are. Because I think this team has put in a lot of work, and we deserve to see that work pay off.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely proved it 2 back-to-back seasons, beating EG in both those series, even though, of course, EG did perform as well as they did at the major. I do have Suns fans as well as Jenkins here. I'm going to throw it over. Jenkins, you first. Do you have any questions for this fine gentleman here?
I do. LOA, I got to say, you are seem to be one of the chillest people in the scene. And I want to know if there's any routine that you have to maintain your chillness and your stoicism, or is this something that you naturally have kind of always had?
I don't really have a routine. I just try and stay calm and confident. I think for our team specifically, those things as leadership qualities go a long way. So I try and maintain them and improve them and build them over time. I think at this point in my life, I tend to be a fairly patient person. So I'm okay with people getting emotional or us losing games or any of that. I just want us to keep working and improving and getting better. So that's pretty much it. As long as we're on that course and we're progressing in those areas, then I'm pretty chill.
Cool. I also got to ask, so you guys mathematically most likely will not have to play TI qualifiers. It's like a 99.69% chance that you don't have to play those. So what are you going to do with your free time during that? How are you going to keep making sure that you're practicing? Are you going to just scrim the hell out of it as if you are playing the qualifiers?
I mean, I'm not really sure what the exact schedule looks like, but I suspect I think this team will just always be playing Dota unless we're on some really hard break period. Like it's a really long extended time. And then you don't want to just grind yourself out without a like short-term attainable goal. But if there's something we're working towards, I think we'll always be scrimming and playing. People on this team generally just enjoy playing together and trying to get better. Like we like scrimming, we like learning and trying to apply new things. So as long as that exists and there's something kind of to use that to build in towards, like the major, for example, then I think we'll always be playing. I don't think people step away from the game too much. This team has some real tryhards on it.
That's good to hear.
Hello, Mr. LOA/SVG. Congratulations, friend. I have 3 questions for you. This is the finale after all, so I have to one-up Jenkins. 2 of them are very short. But what, not to start off on a negative note, but I'm just curious, like game 2, you guys flexed the crap out of that draft. You had the Mars mid, the first time that Lelis has played Brood off. What happened? Like, was that something going into the draft that you felt like you were going to do anyway, or did it just develop throughout, like in the middle of the draft?
No, that draft, we pretty much had the entire thing outlined. I think we felt we were going to get this last pick offlaner they wouldn't expect because they wouldn't think about Quinn playing this Mars mid. And so I mean, I'll have to go watch the game. I still think we won that draft really hard with that pick. The game just didn't pan out how we first saw it. Maybe there's some things there we didn't understand, make the game harder or whatever, but that draft was pretty pre-planned and outlined. We had scrimmed with similar versions of it as well. So we kind of knew how that whole draft was going to play out, which, gives us an advantage. I mean, we lost the game, so that doesn't look great, but it was, I was extremely confident going into that 24th pick.
Okay, cool. Second question of 3. What will you/Jack and the team do to celebrate this victory? Nothing boring. A good answer now, young man.
I mean, we're all in different places, right? So it's a bit hard to celebrate. Jack will probably go eat something and fall asleep, I'm assuming.
Classic.
I think that's probably what most of us will do. I don't really know if I have an exciting answer. Probably take a walk or something, go outside, not think about Dota for a couple days.
Cool.
That's usually the reward when you win. Yeah, it's a real exciting celebration. But like I said, I think if we were all together, normally we would go out for a team dinner, like have a mini party. I don't know, whatever, that type of stuff.
Right. Cool. All right. Last question. You guys are currently unsponsored. You've been unsponsored for a very long time, despite being consistently extremely good. Now you are number 1 in the NA DPC. With all the sponsors that are surely watching us right now, what do you have to say to them? And it could just be from Jack's mouth as well. You don't have to, make anything up on the spot.
I mean, we are in some discussions with people right now. Sponsorships for NA are tough. They're not as simple and straightforward as I think a lot of people view them. I've had a lot of experience with sponsors in the scene. A lot of them really positive, and it just didn't work out anyway. And so for us, I want a sponsor that believes in us as a team and sees what we're capable of, but at the same time understands the Dota scene, because Dota is not a very easy game to sponsor. That's just the truth of the matter. And especially for NA, it's very difficult because the costs that the sponsor has to take on go up really fast. So for us, we just want, someone who sees the same thing we do for what's going to make us a successful team, and we can all agree on that and get on the same page, and hopefully those aspects help us succeed as a team, right? That's pretty much it. We're not a team that's like out here looking for some crazy deal or something like that. It's just how the scene is set up. TI always looms, and TI is such a large chunk of every player's salary for the entire year that sometimes getting a org with certain terms isn't even that efficient compared to if you think you're going to go to TI, right? And they take a cut. So some of these things that are how they're set up in the scene, they're very awkward. We're also a team that's in that very awkward zone of like, we're not some tier one winning every major like a Secret or EG is. That's like an auto sponsor, and we aren't like we obviously have pretty good strength and we've shown some good track record to some degree. So it's like, why isn't this team sponsored? But they also have to prove that they're worth sponsoring. And so we're kind of in that gray zone for a while. And hopefully if we get some good wins or performances at lands, it also helps with that. But that's how I kind of view the whole situation. We're not too sad about it. We just keep working and improving. And like I said, I mean, we talk to almost anybody who comes our way, and if we get the right fit, then it'll be good.
Cool. Worst case, Jack will take care of you guys, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I'll go to his house and he can cook his famous ramen.
That's great to hear. I'm curious, as we come to the end of this, second season of the NA DPC, how do you feel the league system has worked for your team and just for like the NA region as a whole?
I think the idea of a league for Dota is good. I think the format, the timings of it, and maybe prize pool point distribution with regards to majors and the league entirely need to be adjusted a bit. I think some of the numbers and how the schedule pans out and the games people play and that type of stuff, and how the majors are weighted relative to the leagues are the things that just need to be improved. I don't think the core backbone idea of having leagues is inherently bad, because they're basically just replacing qualifier play anyway, right? And I think putting more emphasis on people doing well throughout the year is a good thing. That existed before with having just like the years we had 20 or 30 lands, right? But people claim they're getting burnt out. So there's a middle ground somewhere, but I do think right now the majors feel a little lackluster compared to the leagues in terms of, how much points and how much money are you winning relative to the time you're putting in. Because I can tell you from experience, it feels pretty bad to fly to a major, win a bunch of games in groups. It's not that we performed amazing at Singapore, but like we won a bunch of games, we played a ton of series, we put in a lot of work to get there, and then we fly home with 0 from that tournament. And people will say, oh well, the base prize pool that's coming from the league. But then we also put in a lot of time for the league. And we're scrimming like every day between these matches for 6 or 7 weeks. And there's a lot on the line there too, because those leagues equate to DPC, right? And DPC equates to TI money. So like, yeah, you can kind of say these things, but I think the baseline is if you win games at an international level on LAN, they should count for something, and they should usually count for a decent amount compared to the regionals, because as you guys have probably casted a lot of regional games, these things have very weird inter-regional metas. Like China, you have the team that won the major might not even go to the next one, and things like this. Like really weird things happen in inter-regional play. And so to me, international gameplay is where you should really reward teams that perform well.
Okay.
So if they tweak those things, I think the system can be really good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get to see you guys and Quincy crew back for, season 3 or perhaps season 1 of the new DPC season next year. Congratulations for today's match. Good luck at the major, and thank you for taking the time to talk with us, LOA.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right. Well, that
was a really good interview, by the way. Holy shit. I don't know if the chat's going to have the same reaction. That is a mega legit interview. I think he's very calm, cool, collected, obviously not, no pun intended with CC&C, but just a very analytical guy, you can tell, very chill. And I think he echoes a lot of what pro players feel generally about the DPC. But yeah, really good interview overall.
Yeah,
I asked Quinn. Sorry, guys, this is really important. I
Dakota,
asked Quinn what the. Sorry, Dakota. I asked Quinn who the smartest guy on his team was, and he said hands down SVG. And I think with that interview, it's really obvious that the rest of us Dota players are complete morons in pale in comparison to LOA, of course. Back to you, Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we learned a lot, took away a lot, and definitely a good guy to have behind the helmets of Quincy crew. I like, talking about game 2, he's like, I'm not sure what went wrong. It felt like, in his smart SVG way, like, Quinn's Mars was
yeah,
that's what I was.
Back and watch the replay. Quinn will watch the replay.
And then go play 50 games of Mars and pubs. Yeah. I mean, this is obviously a great team who just hasn't quite had that breakthrough moment on LAN, but consistently in their region continue to do well. And obviously we'll be backing them. We'll be supporting them at the major. So great to see it here. But yeah, that mostly wraps up season 2. I believe we'll have some standings. We can kind of at least give you guys one last look of where things are and how things finished. It's clean, it's crisp, right down from top to bottom. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Wow.
No tiebreakers, none of that nonsense. We're done.
Yes.
Wow.
That's good. That's good shit right
That's
there.
very pleasing to look at. No doubt.
Can we just leave that for a little while? Just enjoy it.
Hey, I would just
Okay,
like to
that's enough.
thank
Get it off the screen.
VTS for another invite. I know BSJ wasn't available. Thank you to him as well. Gods, I'd like to say thank you for doing a great job hosting the entire season. For those that haven't been watching, it's been Gods, me, and Jenkins throughout the whole
Hey,
season.
Gods, it has been an absolute
very
pleasure
consistent
working with you in particular, and only you.
Back to you, Dakota.
No HR emails I have to worry about. What it sounds like.
Oh,
it's always fun. It's great to be on the other side. I'm so used to just like getting to listen to you guys kind of clown it up and enjoy myself, and now it's like I'm in it. So.
Like, I see why Dakota quit now.
Of course,
hire company therapist.
Big shout out to Dakota, who obviously been here every day and couldn't make it today. He had a wedding to attend to, which is really nice for him and his family, as well as a big shout out to everyone else involved, all the casters, the production crew, as well as Pop Tart, our observer. You can see some of the lovely faces there. Pop Tart, thank you very much, my friend. And yeah, all the hardworking people behind the scenes, the fans, the viewers, everybody who makes this all possible, our fantastic sponsors, XPG, who have supported NA Dota, as well as the NA DPC. So what do you guys think? Quincy crew at the major with EG, is NA Dota gonna, bring the hot stuff at the major?
We're gonna slaughter. We're gonna have 2 top 3 teams. The finals might even be Quincy crew versus EG, unless they slate it in some bullshit way to drive the boys in NA Dota down, which God knows everybody's going to try to make it so that we're not the big heroes, the big victors. Nobody likes NA, except for, of course, North Americans. And so everybody's going to be against us, but guess what? We're gonna make top 2 on both teams anyway.
And I think there's going to be a little mini patch before the major that will include a +1 armor buff to Hoodwink. And of course, with that buff, she will become completely overpowered, and no other region will know how to play or play against it other than NA. So they already have the upper advantage, gentlemen.
Yeah, I agree with him. Sounds fun.
All right. Well, Hoodwink coming back to the meta, and according to Jenkins, NA getting 2 teams in the top 3, and neither is getting 3rd place. So good to hear. The future of NA Dota is looking bright. It's been a fantastic season once again. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We will say goodbye and good luck to Quincy Crew and Evil Geniuses at the major. And once again, a big thanks to you to everyone for supporting season 2 of the NA DPC. We'll see you later.
There are lower division matches too, by the way. In case you're wondering, look, there's still Arkosh. There's still Arkosh.
It's just Arkosh. Who gives a shit?
Please watch on Saturday.
And tiebreakers. Look, I'm end of the upper division.
Please watch.
Nobody cares about you, Jenkins. Jesus.
What are you talking about? I'm not casting that.
This is my last day hosting after this. It's like, all right, we're done. Wrap it up. Say goodbye to everyone. Tune in on Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Jenkins, what time is Arkosh playing as BSJ's lawyer?
Why does Jenkins know so much about Arkosh? I still don't understand.
My dad's a fan. He follows him. He's a fan. Yeah, 3 p.m. See, I know.
Yeah.
I got some surgery, very invasive, destructive. So things are prolapse for me, and I gotta get that fixed.
I've been there. Yeah.
And of course, big thanks and shout out to all the casters who've been working hard on the lower division, the admins, everyone there. But yes, Saturday, tune in then. We'll have our final match where Arkosh are trying to secure a top 2 spot should they win. Otherwise, tiebreakers there. I believe there's already guaranteed tiebreakers for some of the lower relegation spots as well. So more lower division NADPC to tune into. But that does it for us. We're going to wrap up. We're going to say good night, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you later.